Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you also for your patience there as I was getting everything together. Had to restart a little bit, but now we are rolling. Hop in the comments. Let me know you're here, a little bit about you. Feel free to call out where you're tuning in from, what you're excited to learn today. I see some repeat people here. It is always awesome to see you. Stephen Wood, Kelly, Molly, thank you again for tuning in today. Today, we are tackling a lot, so I want to get to it as quick as possible. But just to cover a few things, like I said, hop in the comments at any point, ask any questions, holler out if you hear something that you like or if you hear something you don't like. Feel free to call me out on anything if you think I missed something. This is all about learning from each other here today. So, as much as I'm teaching, feel free to drop any wisdom you have in those comments as well. And let us know something about you. If you have courses, if you're developing courses, where you are in your process, it always helps to know where you're at so I can make sure that we are giving you the most value here. And also, if at any point today you have to step up away from the computer or anything like that, don't fret. There will be a replay available. It'll be on the Spotlight by Teachable YouTube page. It'll also be on the spotlightapp.io website and emailed to you along with some additional resources if you signed up for the event today. So it's gonna be a blast. We got a lot to cover. Like I said, Kevin is saying, like your mustache. Thank you very much. It's a little new, but absolutely loving it, feeling confident and good. We got folks tuning in from Slovenia, Missouri, British Columbia, from Wales. This is awesome. And so the last thing I'm going to say, just if you have a good time any point today or you learn something, please like and subscribe to the Spotlight YouTube channel. We are consistently trying to bring you events like this to help tackle all of the challenges that you might experience in building your online business, which is also a good place to find additional resources. So if today we didn't cover anything in detail enough or you want to learn more, go check out the Spotlight by Teachable YouTube page. Look at all those past events. We are cranking them out every week and trying to get to everything as much as we can. All that said, we have a big topic today, so I want to hop in, get started, and try and cover it all. So, today, essentially, we are talking about how to build and launch a course in 30 days. And it's a big, big aspiration, and it is 100% possible if you follow these guidelines I'm giving you. I promise it is possible, but it is a lot. So I want to call off right off the bat that if this is intimidating to achieve in 30 days or anything like that, you can take this same format and spread it out in however long you need. Take every week, turn it into a month. These tools are not only usable in a 30-day format. So I want to call that out because the 30-day format is definitely a sprint approach, but it is possible. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So real quick, if you're here, you are in the right place. If you are a creator, if you're looking to increase your income with educational products, this is going to be a fantastic template for you. If you're a business looking to expand your offerings and capture more leads, online courses are a fantastic way to do that. And if you're a teacher who's looking to either provide further resources for your existing students or continue to educate students you've had in the past, grow your platform, make some more money because teachers aren't paid enough, this is a great place for you. Or for any sort of organization looking to create onboarding resources for existing or future employees, this is not used enough for those purposes. So many companies and organizations suffer from bad onboarding and really nothing else. And online courses can be a fantastic way to solve that problem. So I just want to call out, if you're one of those people, hop in the comments, let me know. 1, 2, 3, 4, any combination. I want to hear where you're at. I love some people are already sharing where they're at in their process. Juan is tuning in from Mexico. Thanks for being here, Juan. Love it, love it. But let's dive in. Today, we are going to outline these important tasks because in order to launch a course in 30 days or in any amount of time, you are going to need all of these things. You're going to need clarity, time, drive, and I'm going to encourage you to get a little bit of help. And the big goal here, to define it even more, is to create a mini course that solves one and exactly one problem for your audience. So you can go create a large course. You can do all of that. But if you've been at any past Spotlight events and you haven't built a mini course before, I'm a huge advocate of building a mini course, whether it's free or you sell it. That's up to you, depends on your strategy. I'm also a big advocate of mini courses as lead magnets, free mini courses as lead magnets. They're high value, they get great leads in, and they're a fantastic place to upsell other products and nurture your audience. But if you've never built a course before, please start by doing a mini course, something where you just try and tackle one individual problem, one small problem for your audience. Prove that works, and then you can go build the big course, or you can build a series of mini courses that solves that bigger problem that you're trying to help someone with. So that's our goal, and we're going to do it in a month from scratch. Once again, why a mini course? There are all of these advantages. They're just easier to make. They're bundleable. You can package them into a bundle that functions as that big course you maybe want to offer someday. But why not be releasing products as you work towards that? They're worth your time, whether they're free or paid, and they're incredibly valuable. Because also the beauty of a mini course is it's easier for the student. If you can solve a problem someone has in a shorter amount of time, that will gain their trust. And that's going to work really well for you in the long run. So there's a lot of big ticket courses out there that do sell, that have hours and hours and hours of video, but more and more students are looking for quick, simple solutions to immediate problems. And why not give that to them in chunks where they can come back and be return customers time and time again as they continue to purchase the solutions you've made to each small problem that solves the bigger problem, right? That's what we're talking about today, because what I see time and time again is creators just biting off more than they can chew. I'm guilty of this too, as well as working for Teachable and Spotlight. I have my own platform as a creator, and I'm in the process of developing my first course. And boy, did I bite off more than I can chew. So I also have a few mini courses that I'm working on to solve this problem. But I feel you. Too many people set out to tackle the big problems, the big transformations, and you're just left with more than you can do. And it ends up being discouraging. You get roadblocks. It's too hard, and it takes too much time before you have an actual product going to market. So, the game plan for today, in short, is these 4 steps. We're going to strategize. You're going to lock down the exact problem you are solving for your audience. And once again, keep it small. Then you are going to create, format, draft, and record your course on a realistic schedule, somewhat realistic, because we're talking about a 30-day build and launch strategy. Then you're going to edit your course and get some help finishing it, making sure that it pops, making sure that it's powerful, that it speaks well. And throughout this entire process to make this 30-day format work, you're going to be promoting throughout the entire process. So before your course is even done, you can start promoting it, selling it, and get validation for it. That is the beauty of this model. Whether you do this in 30 days or do this in way more time, it's really important that you have this strategy in your toolbox, because selling a course before it's out or gauging interest before it's out can be an indicator of whether you should build it or not. It really is a valuable format to have. So, once again, this is a 30-day format, so it is a sprint. If you're not able to do this in 30 days, or if you have a day job you're working around, if you can't devote at least 3 hours a day to this strategy, it's going to be rough. But once again, take it, spread it across a month, spread it or across 2 months, 3 months, whatever you need. Make each week of tasks that I'm telling you, make each week a month. All the systems are still incredibly valuable. We're just excited about this idea of doing it in 30 days. So, what does this month look like? Well, week 1, we are going to lock down our offer, create a sales page, and start promoting that sales page to gauge interest. I'll go into the details because things change a little throughout. Week 2, we're going to draft and create our curriculum. Then we're going to film and edit the course. We're going to build the whole course in a week. But for a mini course, that's totally reasonable. I have built multiple mini courses for clients in well under a week. If you're clear about your purpose and it's a bite-sized solvable problem that you could riff on, you could, the idea is if someone comes up to you and says, can you teach me about this? If you can tell them exactly how to solve that problem in half an hour to an hour of just talking to them, then you're in the right zone, because that's about how long it should take you to film. Maybe double that, but a couple hours to film and create your course. We're going to keep promoting too in week 2. We're going to continue to promote to gauge interest and capture emails. Week 3, we review and refine. Then we open our pre-sale. So now the course is actually available for sale, and we're promoting that. Promotion is literally part of every week here. This is why you need a lot of time to do this. And week 4 is publishing your course to the public so that anyone can come and buy it. So pre-sale is over. Promoting the course, again, promoting that now it is an evergreen product that can be purchased anytime, and nurturing any students who just bought the course, who are just coming in, especially if this is your first course. You really want to treat those students really, really well. So that's a valuable part of week 4. But let's take a look at each week, break them down. I want to give you the tools and systems to make this actually realistic for you. Okay. Week 1, first step, locking down your offer. Maybe you have already done this. Maybe you already know what you want to do for a course, but I highly recommend you use these tips to audit that idea. And if you're starting from scratch and you're not sure what problem you want to solve, then this is how you go about it. First, you need to find the problem. What's a common problem your audience faces that you can solve in 3 to 8 steps? Use that as your guide. Once again, can you talk about it easy? Could you help someone solve that problem in an hour, or can you solve it in 3 to 8 steps? If so, then you're ready to make a mini course and you can have a product for sale in 30 days. If it's too big, try and break up what are the smaller problems within that problem. So just an example, if you're trying to teach someone how to start their own freelance photography business, that there's a lot of elements there. So that's the final goal. That's the big goal. That's part of your whole platform. But as we get granular, what are the problems inside of that? So you have to create an LLC. Maybe you have to buy a camera, what camera to buy. You have to learn basic lighting for inside and outside. You see, each one of these is a smaller problem that we maybe actually could solve in a mini course in 3 to 8 steps or in an hour. And I see some questions getting in. I'm going to read through the rest of this slide and then answer them. I promise I see you there. Next, you need to create a target. So who is the exact person you're helping solve this? You need to be specific and others will follow. You're going to do this as a means to make sure that all of your sales, all of your conversations, how you market, how you present the course are all on point and talking to an exact person, and anyone who's anything like that person will follow. So getting very clear, you could call it niching down, but being very clear about your target audience. Then you need to clarify your transformation, create your transformational mantra to guide you through the process, and check yourself. Take a moment to be real with yourself. Is this problem small enough? You need to do that throughout this entire process, but especially here when you're locking down your offer. So I want to answer a couple questions coming in. Kelly is saying, do you have a template or system you use recommend to narrow a larger problem down into a bite-sized one? Um, yeah, so yes, sort of, kind of like I was saying, Kelly, and let me know if that helps. I call it a problem tree. I need to make a PDF for this, but essentially, look at it this way. So, using the same example, at the top, you have start a freelance photography business. That's what you're trying to teach people to do. Okay. Well, then, just like a reverse family tree of sorts, what are the next problems one row below? Well, you need to start a business, you need a camera, you need clients, you need lighting, you need to understand like photography trends or what people are interested in, and you need to understand marketing so you can get clients. That's one below. Each one of those problems below that, just like a family tree or any chart like this, has individual problems. So starting an LLC, what's your tax status? Do you actually need it? There's all of these individual problems within that. What camera to buy? Well, what are you going to be shooting? Right? So, Kelly, let me know if that helps. But try the problem tree. Sit down with a pen and paper or a pencil and paper and do this, right? The big problem you want to solve, and then the problems directly underneath that, and then the problems that each one of those make up. And now you're going to have a clear guide for every mini course you could build that then you could bundle into the master product, which is teaching people how to start a freelance business. Um, and Kelly is saying, please do make that PDF. I will. That's such a good idea. Sometimes it's hard to get it small enough. Well, it's still something people need help solving. Thanks, Jonah. Awesome. I'm glad that helps. And Kelly, also, the other thing is don't be afraid to ask people. I'm going to go into that in a second, but I do want to answer Cameron's question. Will you clarify some terms I have heard over the last couple of weeks? Thumbnail, cohort, and evergreen. Yes, we could do that real quick. Thumbnail is, and I'm gonna try and do these like rapid fire. A thumbnail is an image used for a course or a video or something. Picture this: when you go to YouTube and you search something, you're gonna see all those videos, and then you'll see that each video has a little image, usually where the creator's like, this problem or this problem. That image isn't actually in the video, it's uploaded separately to capture attention. Same thing in Teachable. You can add a course thumbnail so that wherever the course shows up as one of your products, there's an image that can custom capture attention there. Hopefully that helps. Cohort. Cohort means group courses, group coaching. So rather than creating a course where people just buy it and go through it themselves, there's an actual schedule where people meet and go through it together. And it's a group process more on a schedule. And evergreen is a product, a product or anything that just keeps working for you. So, for example, if when I was referring to an evergreen course, that means the course is relevant. It will be around forever. Just to give you an example, Cameron, the news is the antithesis of evergreen because it's brand new stuff happening all the day, all the time, whereas the dictionary is an evergreen resource. Hopefully that clarifies those terms. Great questions. And let me know if you have any more of that. Um, and this is great. Shirley is saying, wanting to turn a book into a workshop into a course. Not sure where to start. Shirley, I've had a ton of people in your exact position ask. And in this part of like breaking down problems, I don't know how long your book is, but consider if your book could actually be a few workshops or a few mini courses. Like a chapter could be a mini course. Make sure that the whole book isn't too much to tackle. And if it is, that's actually great because now you've discovered that you can create a series of mini courses that fix or that teach the overall book thing. Wow, there's a lot of questions coming in. I'm going to answer one more and then we got to keep going because I have a lot to get to today. I help speakers create their online courses. Does Teachable have all the capability for the steps you are describing, or do I have to use lead pages and ConvertKit and all these separate programs? Little bit of both, Chris. So Teachable does allow you to create lead pages. Teachable does allow, it has a lead capture form, so you can capture leads with Teachable. Um, It does integrate with all of your services. So a lot of those things, Teachable, you could build an entire website with Teachable. So you can build all of these pages and stuff you're talking about. As far as emailing students, creating email-based workflows, some of the stuff we're going to talk about, although you can do it in Teachable, you can email all of your students within Teachable, you are not going to get as robust of a platform or the ability to automate those things without having a service like ConvertKit or MailChimp. But those services do natively integrate with Teachable. And if you don't have MailChimp or ConvertKit, you can use Zapier to connect any service. I use Flowdesk and it works great, so that when a student enrolls in a course, they're added to that mail service. So ultimately, you will need an email service to really take the best advantage of all this information, but that's about the only other thing you're going to need. You can create lead pages and all of that with Teachable. Awesome question, though. I love this, but we need to keep going. Okay. So first, right, is creating the person profile. So once we have the problem, we need to make sure that we clearly understand the person that we're talking to so we know how to market this. So just to give an example, this is from my platform. This is David. David is the person I am always trying to help and always trying to talk to when I market. And if I speak to David and can help and serve David, he is a representative for my ideal student, and therefore he will help. Everyone else who is like David will follow. So I built what David is imaginary, but I built it based off of my research, based off of diving into my target market. And I wrote this little paragraph to summarize David. Hi, I'm David. I've been playing guitar for over a decade and have always relied on other musicians, producers, and engineers to record my music. So we got a little background on David, right? This is a common background for people that want to buy my course. I've been starting to mess around with recording myself. Great. So he's interested in recording. That's why I want to teach. But I get lost in the rabbit hole of YouTube. That's his problem. Trying to figure out why nothing I make sounds like I want it to. Another problem, right? So I've wrapped the problems I've found and the demographic I'm trying to serve into this imaginary person that is going to serve as my guide for who I market to. Then we need to talk to David through our transformational mantra. If you've been at a past Spotlight event, you've seen this. But once again, I'm a huge fan of this. It not only clarifies how you speak to your audience and how you market your products, but it also helps you stay on track, and you can revamp it for an individual product or for your entire platform. So just to show you what it looks like, if you fill in the blanks here, right, your target, the problem they face, and the transformation you're offering, you get this. This is for my platform. I am helping beginning producers who don't know how to use Logic Pro become confident tracking in Logic. So I broke this down into a singular problem David might face, which is just starting to record in Logic Pro, which is software you use to record your music. So you could do this higher level, like I'm helping struggling musicians who don't know how to sell their music learn how to sell their music. This is a format you should just use to clarify exactly how you are talking about your product to people and communicating its value in as short and succinct a way as possible. From there, that's how we talk to our client. And now we check ourselves. So we have the problem we're solving, we have the person we're talking to, and we have a way we're going to communicate with them. Take a step back and check. Is the problem clear? Have you narrowed down to one specific problem you can easily teach? Is the target clear? Do you know exactly who this person is? Can you solve the problem in 3 to 8 or 5 to 8 steps? I'm going to say you get 5 minutes max to explain each step. Can you do it? This is how you're going to determine if you're on track. And then last but not least, are you excited to do this? If this is feeling like a chore, or you're not having fun already and you don't enjoy this process, that is going to come through in your course, and your course is not going to be enjoyable to take, and it's not going to look nice. You're not going to be confident selling it if you didn't have a good time making it. So really, it's important to ask yourself that and make sure that you're not just in this for the money, because when it comes to education, that's honestly just not a lot enough. As an educator, you have to be having a good time, because that is what your students will respond to. All right, we're still in week 1 here. The next step is to create your sales page. Now, this is a down and dirty sales page formula that just works. You can screenshot this, you can come back to the replay of this, and you can, if you have any further questions, let me know. But I want to go quickly through this psychology based format. And really, please use it. You can adjust your sales page. And I will say, some industries that are a little more technical, if you're trying to give someone a certificate, you might need to include a little more technical information, but really your sales page should be emotionally and psychologically driven because that's what works for selling. So the first section is going to be a paragraph and it's going to be capturing their attention. And you're going to use this format. I work with insert the person whose problem is insert the problem. Together we will solve that problem. So now they can be the transformation you're promising, right? So if I was talking about David, I would say, I work with beginning producers whose problem is getting started in Logic Pro. Together, we are going to tackle all of the insides of tracking in Logic Pro. So now you can go use Logic Pro confidently, right? Just an example, but that is your attention grabbing statement because you want to make clear that you know who the person is, the problem they have, what they're going to do together with you and your course, and who they're going to be after they take your course. This is really important, right? You want this to be short, snappy, to the point, and have all of those elements. Next comes interest. When people, if you've captured someone's attention, typically you have 6 seconds to capture their interest. Okay. So you are going to use this in bullet points and you have 8 seconds and you're going to use yes or no questions to address the pain points of that problem. This is pure psychology. The psychology is that it takes 7 to 10 agreements or collaborative decisions between you and someone else before someone trusts you. Well, it also is literally impossible for someone not to answer a yes or no question in their head when they're reading it. So you can trick or guide people into building those 7 to 10 trust points by asking yes or no questions. Are you interested in using Logic Pro? Yes or no? Are you struggling to figure out how to make anything sound good, right? You ask these questions, no more than 10 questions, that force the person to make these agreement points and shows you understand the emotional attachment to the problem they have. From here, you go into transformation. And this is also going to be bullet points. Imagine what your life could be like when. This is just flipping the previous section to show the transformation. Imagine what your life could be like when you know Logic Pro intimately. Imagine what your life could be like when you have no trouble capturing quality sounds, right? You're now addressing each of those pain points in an imagine what you could be like if you didn't have to suffer from all of that. So you've gotten their attention, you've captured their interest, and now you're showing them what you can do for them and who they'll be. Not the features in your course, but who they'll be after they go through your course. After this comes trust. This is where you can put your bio or anything like that, but also the most important part is making clear that you have been through the transformation that you're promising. So, a great template for this is if you're anything like me, you used to struggle using recording software. You were so interested in making your own music, but just couldn't. That's why I created this course, why you're here now to do this, right? So that we can make sure you are confident and competent using Logic Pro, right? That's the format you can for sure use. If you have any testimonials from coaching clients or any other people who have worked with you, this trust section is another great place to put that in. If a bio is relevant, this is where you do it, but don't get carried away. You can have separate bio pages and all of that for anyone who wants to learn more. Your sales page is about getting sales. And the last thing is a investment CTA. So where you ask them to actually buy the course, right? Stop procrastinating with not, becoming a proficient music producer and get started becoming a proficient music producer with the course I'm offering you here right now. However, in this format, in this 30-day system, or if you spread this out, the investment will change a little, and we'll get into that. So, right here, for the first 2 weeks, your goal is just to capture emails and gauge interest. You are not actually selling the course yet. You've built your sales page, you've outlined the value, what it's going to transform someone into, and it's ready to share. But your goal is simply to capture emails. And you're going to do this by starting to market in this way. You're saying, you're announcing the announcement. You're starting week 1 by telling your audience and anyone new you run into who might be interested, I can't wait to share this with you. Save the date. I've got a really exciting announcement next week, and I can't wait to tell you about it. And you need to create a clear path for your customers to follow. So if someone sees a post you make that is referencing this big announcement you got, right? Either in the video, in the comments, or in the caption, you have a clear call to action, right? And it says, I've got a big announcement coming up. Check the link in my bio for more. I see the questions coming in. I am going to answer them in just a second. I want to get through this. Then they click on your bio, they click in the link, and it takes them to the sales page, which, Laurel, I'm going to answer this for you. The sales page you can either build on your website or you build it within Teachable. It's super easy to build a sales page in Teachable, and then you can just link to that from your website. But the important thing here is you build your sales page, but you hide any pricing plans, and you use Teachable's lead capture form to capture interest. So you say, this course is coming, and drop your email to get a huge discount on the course when we're in pre-sale. You're giving people a reason just to give you their email because they're interested in the course. You can offer pre-sale discounts, exclusive content, community access if you're doing a membership or community or of any sort, or bundled products. Give people a reason to tell you they're interested early and sign up so that when you actually make the course available in a couple weeks, they're excited, they're interested, and you have a direct connection with them. This stage is all about capturing emails. That person then is going to get an email from you. And this is where using those external email services can be great, because you can build this ahead and have it automated. If you don't have that and you're starting small, you can do this yourself. But the key is that this email is going to say, welcome to my email list. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being interested in this course that I'm going to launch. Give them a little treat if you have other lead magnets or resources. Give them a little reason to be happy they signed up, even though the course isn't available. And a pro tip, send them a video that gives them a sneak peek of the course to come. This could be what the problem is, why you're developing it, what you're excited about. It can even be part of the story that you're doing this in 30 days and you're thrilled about that. Just make sure to give them a little nugget so they stay on the list and they're excited about it. Woo! Okay. Week 2. Got to get to this in a second, but I do want to answer a couple questions here. Kelly is asking, Jonah, how important is it to show your face when recording for psychology? Can you sell a course successfully without being on camera? Kelly, I get this all the time. And yes, you can. You absolutely don't have to be the face of your courses. But I can tell you the creators who are selling courses that don't have video media are heavily using video media to market their courses. Video just works better. And Kelly, I highly recommend you go watch one of the past events I did called it's like how to look great on camera, or being confident on camera. It's in that vein. It was a couple weeks ago, but I can tell you from my personal experience that getting confident on camera is a process of just becoming more confident in general. And if you dedicate yourself to that and commit to being confident on camera, you'll be more confident all around in every possible way. I am now more confident and able to talk about the things I know in a way I never could before. So it's worth the effort. All right. Any other questions? Mila is saying, can I use classes I've already taught? Absolutely. If you already have video media or webinars or any place where you've already taught these transformations, just take that stuff and cut it up and turn it into a mini course. Then you don't even need this whole week too. So if that's what you're asking, Mila, 100%. Before you go filming anything new or starting anything new, see if you already have the stuff to do this. Really, remember that the value of a course is not necessarily the individual lessons, it's the logical format. So there's a lot of successful creators out there taking YouTube videos they already made that are already out and available for anyone to find, and then just taking it and putting it into a logical from this point A to point B format. And Mila is asking, how do you cut it up? If you have these filmed and recorded, then you either hire a video editor or do it yourself in Canva or other software. You just cut it up into logical sections that can be presented in those 3 to 8 lessons or steps. Let me know if you have any more questions about that, Mila. I am also going to be covering a couple resources for editing in a minute here. Do you have a course on body language and selling? Kelly, I don't, but I will. And look, if you're sorry, I'm not frustrated at you or anything. I'm just saying if you are interested in that because you're curious, that is fantastic. That's great. If you're worried about needing to understand body language before filming a course, you're overthinking it. You're wildly overthinking it. You can always update your videos as you get better. You can always revamp things. Kelly, the most important thing is for you to get in front of the camera and have a good time. Regardless of your body language, if you are having a good time, that will translate and that will be the power that you are communicating. Mila, one more question here. Can it be a long 1 day class all at once? Please specify, Mila, if you're talking about the root thing or if you're talking about the mini course. I would love to answer that question. I'm just not exactly sure how exactly what you're asking. If you have a whole day worth of footage to turn into a mini course, that's awesome. You might have 5 mini courses there. Once again, make sure the problem is small enough. But we got to keep going, folks, because we are more than halfway through on our time here and we got a lot to do. So week 2, draft your curriculum, film and edit, and continue to promote. So when it comes to drafting your curriculum, I recommend this format. It's dump, organize, outline, practice. Let's look at what this actually looks like. But essentially, you're just going to take all your ideas, throw them down, then you're going to organize it, turn that into an outline, and practice doing this on film for 2 reasons. One, you're going to practice in front of the camera. So this can serve as B-roll footage or anything if you don't capture what you want. It also just makes sure that whatever you have written down sounds good, feels good on camera. So, excuse me here. So in the dump phase, excuse me. You can see whether it's on a Miro board with actual sticky notes and a pen and paper. You just want to take every individual idea, every individual step of the process that you can imagine and write them down, put them on a sticky note, flop them on the table. Remember, our goal is 5 to 8 final steps. So maybe some of these get paired with each other to make one step. Maybe we only choose 3 to 8, 5 to 8 of these to actually turn into the course. From here, we organize them into those steps. So setting up, the basics, recording, editing, and sharing. In this case, I have 5 steps here, and I've taken all of these elements that might be part of the process and now arrange them in each step. Each one of these steps is now a lesson. So that's what each lesson will be. Each video that I make will be one of these. So in setting up, I need to tackle all of these sticky notes in that one video. I need to be able to say it in 5 minutes. Once again, keeping to these limitations, but these limitations will force you to be concise and creative. Next, we just turn this into an outline. So we write it down in a way that's easy for us to look at and read while we film so we can stay on task, as well as adding any little tips or things to keep us on track. So, step two, set up. I remind myself, be friendly here. Don't forget the marquee tool, things I might find. Keep it fun. Show off alternatives, feature Dropbox. Thanks and upsell, right? So, just little notes to remember so when you're recording, you don't miss anything. And please, once again, practice. Even if it's just setting your phone up on the counter and speaking to your phone, film all of these lessons in the rough. Do it with your nice camera and all of that stuff, or in the setup that you want to achieve if you can. That's ideal. But if nothing else, just practice what it's actually like to do this. And a little tip for this, the way I film is I'll typically do one or two sentences or a paragraph, depending on how much I can remember at a time. I'll do it 3 or 4 times in a different style, different way. That can then be edited to where I choose the best of each segment, right? And then it comes to filming your course. So I recommend practicing one day and then coming back to film the next, because it's too much to do all of it at once. And you do want a little time to review your videos. But again, if this is a small mini course, you have plenty of time. You're not talking about a lot of information, right? Even 8 videos, if they're only 5 minutes each, that's what, 40 minutes of content. So that's again why this bite-sized format is doable and allows you to trial every aspect of the process without getting overwhelmed. So make sure to set up ahead of time. Have everything set up way ahead of time. At least the worst thing you can do for yourself, here's how I'll phrase it. The worst thing you can do for yourself is be like, I'm ready to film my course, and then have to set up right before you film. That is a great way to kill your creative juice. So set up your studio, your room, whatever your filming setup is, set it up and then go take a break, whether it's a day before or even just go take a break for an hour, take a walk, have some coffee, get in the juices. And then when you sit down and you're inspired and creatively ready, it's all there and ready to go. Once again, practice yesterday, right? You should have practiced this already. I can't stress it enough. If you don't, you will regret it. And it's so much harder, even just mentally, to give yourself as much of a break when you sit down and you're doing the final thing as you can when you're in a practice mode. So sit down and practice, take it seriously, present as you would, but also you have that buffer to be like, oh, I'm not doing it for sure yet. But if you need that footage later on, it's going to be so valuable. Like I said, say, stop, repeat, move on. So say a sentence, say a paragraph, try it a different way, correct anything you didn't like, make sure it sounds good on camera, repeat it as many times as you need till you feel like you got a good one, and then move on. You'll end up with a long video that is you repeating each little phrase over and over, but that gets edited down to one succinct, clear, logical format that is your final video. And once again, have fun. For the love of all that is holy, have a good time. If you don't, your students won't. It'll come through. You can't hide not having a good time. And aside from the fact that it makes a lesser product, also, like, you should be having fun in this. If you're trying to quit your day job or whatever it is, whatever your aspirations or goals are, if making courses isn't fun, it may not be for you. It has to be fun, because that's essential to creating a valuable course that students enjoy to take. And if you need any additional help specifically around filming your course, I will say, don't worry about the quality as much as the content. We have creators selling hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of courses filmed on an iPhone next to a window held in their hand. But because the content is absolutely bomb, the courses sell through the roof. So don't let the quality, the video and audio quality, hold you back. But if you need any tips, if you are committed to that, if you've already made a course and you're trying to up your game, or you're trying to improve a past course, check out Kevin Shen. Kevin Shen is absolutely awesome. He has courses built, cohort-based courses built to help you get your studio set up. I worked with Kevin to get this studio set up, and I'm pretty happy with it. I got all the fancy changing lights and everything. it's pretty dope. It could be better, but like, man, considering where I started, it really comes out well. And just to make it a little real, sorry, this is kind of fun, folks, but I just want to give you a little sneak peek in here. This is what my studio looks like on camera. Uh, this is what my studio looks like on my FaceTime camera. So I hope you're all getting a kick out of this. This is the room that I am in. But if you get clever about it and you have a decent camera or a phone, you could get this. So I just want to demystify it a little bit because I think people get way too concerned with all of that. And in the end, the most important thing is content. Kevin Shen is your guy. Look him up on YouTube. He has endless free content to help you out and sells fantastic courses if you are interested in really upping your game. Chris is saying, awesome, rock on those guitars. Yes, yes, I am a musician as well, and this is my little space, so I am geeky about it. But I gotta reiterate here, you can always make it better down the road. You can re-upload a video later. So if a course is selling and it's doing well, great. Now you've made money. Now you can go buy a camera, refilm the courses if you think you need to. Any of that is possible. Don't let it hold you up. Yes, audio and video quality are higher than they've ever been before. The standard is way up there with creators like me using all this fancy equipment, but I've accumulated it over years. I've been through that mindset of it holding me up that I don't have it yet, and it's just not worth it. Put something out and refine it over time. When it comes to editing your video, I'm going to start here. Just hire someone. Please just hire a video editor. If you're not a video editor and you aren't passionate about being a video editor, I guarantee you that it is worth your time to hire an editor. You can find them very affordably. They're masters of their craft. They know what they're doing, and it's gonna make this whole process so much better and a worthwhile investment than you getting hung up, discouraged, or disappointed by the fact that you're now having to learn how to be a video editor. That's never what you set out to do. I have so many creators gung ho about doing everything and understanding everything. Sure, if you're really passionate about having those tools, but if you just think it's a necessary step, it's not. You can do other things that you like to do and make the money to hire a video editor. Please seriously consider it. You can find them on Upwork, you can find them on Fiverr, you can search for them on Instagram. You should expect it to cost $15 to $50 a video if they're adding graphics and all this other stuff. And it is so worth it. It's so worth it. It also means that during this 30-day launch, or if you've extended it longer, you can focus on the things you need to focus on that other people can't do, like marketing, like pushing it, like building connections with potential students. Other people can't do that for you. If you are hell-bent on editing your own video and you are passionate about it and want to learn, these are 3 tools I recommend. Canva is free and you can now edit video in it. And although it's limited in its video editing capabilities compared to the other 2, it is incredibly powerful for the fact that you also have access to all of Canva's motion graphic templates. All of their, I saw someone was saying they were building a course in Canva. You have all those elements you've built can now be put into videos. So I even use Canva. I know how to use Adobe After Effects and all of these fancy things. More and more, I just pop into Canva to create my motion graphics, export them, and drop them into Premiere. So Canva is a really fantastic way to get started and has everything you need to get started. If you want to up your game a little bit, DaVinci Resolve is fantastic. They have a free version. It can go to 300 versions. It's pro quality. It is intermediate level learning curve. It's tricky. I mean, it's software people use to edit feature length films and go to school to learn how to use, but you can figure it out. And it's incredible value. What's in their free version is incredibly powerful. And if you are passionate about video editing and you do learn that, that's a new skill you just learned. So there is an advantage to that. Last thing I want to mention is Adobe Premiere. It's more expensive, but it is and yes, Mila is saying DaVinci is way easier than Premiere for me. I agree. Adobe Premiere is really for those people that are interested in adding video editing to their sellable skills. If you are, then it is worth learning. If you're just trying to get started so that you can build a course, it's pretty tricky. However, one of the reasons I mention it is because Adobe Premiere does offer an app version of Premiere that you can use on your phone or iPad to edit videos. And that is incredibly capable. You can build titles, you can have music. It's really valuable. So if you do want an easy to use version of Premiere that's more powerful than Canva, but also easy to use, check out the Adobe Premiere app. All right. And once again, when it comes to the promo side, we're still just capturing emails. So our messaging is going to change a little bit week 2, because now we're actually not saying we have an announcement. We're actually saying this product is going on pre-sale next week. So it changes a little bit for people who are not already on your email list, who didn't come and sign up with the first week of promotion. You're going to be telling them, so all your social media changes a little. Rather than saying I have an announcement coming up, now you're saying my new course is launching soon. So you're actually telling them about the course. Sign up for my email list and you'll save $100 on pre-sale. So then they click, they go to the link in your bio, and it takes them to the same page, but you can edit the copy a little bit to reflect that the course is now it's announced. You actually can say what the course is about, everything about it. Your sales page should be a little more refined at this point, and anyone who joins gets that same email. For people who already are on your list, so who either signed up in the past weeks or are already on your existing email list, now you're emailing them saying, this is the thing I was exciting to show. You're going to offer them a PDF resource to get them prepared for the course and share the first lesson of the course or a highlight reel of the course and remind them when the launch is starting next week if we're following this 30-day model. Okay, week 3. And folks, I see the questions coming in, but I gotta just pound through this for the moment, and then I will answer those questions. I just want to make sure we get through everything today because there's a lot here. Okay, so week 3 is review and refine, and we're actually launching the pre-sale here and continuing to promote. So when it comes to reviewing and refining, this is where it's so valuable to get a little help. Ask a friend or a family member to help you out. Ideally, someone who would be interested in the content of the course, have them go through the course. You also need to add all of those videos and modules to Teachable. While you're adding them, that's a great opportunity to review every video, see if you need any additional PDFs, if you want to build quizzes, which you can do in Teachable, link to any other resources. Then again, send it to a friend, someone who's interested, someone who could be a student, and have them go through it. Take a nap. You're probably tired. This is a lot of work. And take that feedback you get from friends and refine the course. Once again, your course will be available for pre-sale, but even the people buying the pre-sale won't necessarily be able to access it quite yet. So all of this is happening while you're promoting the course. Again, you can always make it better down the road. I'll say that time and time again. Done is better than perfect. Perfect comes down the road once you have students in there giving you feedback, helping you refine it. This is also where we technically begin our launch week because the course is now going to be available for pre-sale. So the first thing we do is change again that investment CTA. So now we need to change our sales page so that for anyone who's not on the list, when they click this and go to your link in your bio, the pre-sale is now live. So there is a discounted price from the final price that people who buy in this week will get. That's the reason they're buying it right now, right? Because it is cheaper than it will ever be. For people on your list, it is absolute go time. It is time to initiate a launch strategy, but it's been done before. And if you've seen past Spotlight events, you may have seen this format, but I adore Pat Flynn, and his email launch sequence for promoting a course is golden. So I'm going to go through it quickly here, but if you search Pat Flynn on our YouTube or on Teachable's YouTube, you can find him talking about this exact strategy in his own words. It's incredibly valuable. But essentially, what this is a series of 7 emails sent out over 5 days. That may seem like a lot, but the whole idea is this: you don't spam your email list that much. This week during your launch week is when you do it. I'm going to go over this really quickly, but again, go watch his event or go watch some of our past events where I dive into this in more detail. But essentially, these 7 emails are carefully crafted to walk someone towards buying the product. Launch email 1: who is it for? What is it? So, who is the person this is for? If you're someone, this is all stuff you can pull from your sales page. You've done all of this work, right? Let someone know who the right person is to buy this course, what's in it for them, and a call to action. Pre-sale is this week. If you buy now, you can save a bunch of money on this course. Email 2, day 2. How do I know this is real? This is where you give proof. So, this is where you can tell a little more about your story, the transformation you went in. You want to be light on statistics and heavy on emotion. So, if you have any testimonials from past clients who have worked from you, this is a great time to show that, show the transformations that you're capable of offering to people, and make sure they understand that it's real, that it's you, that you've walked people through these transformations before. Day 3, call out any objections. So anything you think someone might worry about, oh, this doesn't seem legit. There's no way you can accomplish this in a mini course. Any worries they have, tackle those worries head on. Get to it before they ask you. So say, hey, I know you're thinking these things. I know you're thinking there's no way a mini course can do this. I know you're thinking, no way I can learn that in, 40 minutes or anything like that. Address all of those and say why it is possible, why it is something that can be done. Day 4, why they need to act now. So amplify the problem. You're struggling with this thing. You've been dealing with this thing. Do you really want to do it anymore? Well, right now is your chance to save a lot of money on fixing that problem, because this week is when my course is pre-sale. Whether it's available later or not, that's up to you and your deeper strategy. I have opinions on that I've expressed in past events. Go watch those, or feel free to reach out to me and ask. But this is really where you're saying, okay, there's only 1 day left to get this exclusive pricing. Day 5 is a big day. You're going to send 3 emails. First, last chance. You're saying today's the last day. And then this is where you drop any FAQs about the course. So, how people join the course, whether it's cohort or not, what's in the course, any typically asked questions you can imagine people having for the course. This is where you knock them out and reiterate this is your last day. Day 5 at noon, and this is where Pat Flynn really gets to the genius. This is an email with the subject line, I recorded this video for you. And in the email is a video that says directly to the customer, addressing them what the problem is they're facing, why you can help them, and why you understand that problem, right? So this can be a really casual video. If anything, this should not be in your studio. This should not be fancy done. It should be you walking around in a park or in your home with your phone, just talking like you would record a video that you would send in a text to a friend when you're really trying to help them out. This is so valuable and so genius because it really creates that personal connection. And in your language for this video, you are saying hey, I want to talk to you for a minute. Like, if you're anything like me, you've dealt with this problem for far too long and you really need to focus on fixing it. Well, I have an opportunity for you, right? Reiterate the scarcity. And then the last email is just final call. You got 6 hours left to get this pricing or to even get the course before it goes away. This is your last day to get it at this price. This template simply works. You can cater it slowly and adjust it for whatever fits best for your industry, but there is a reason Pat Flynn is making money hand over fist with every endeavor he starts. He has built systems like this that work, so use it. There's no reason you need to sit down and go, I need to reinvent the marketing platform. Use it. Just use it. All right. Now, week 4 is the final week. And thank you, folks. I know we're going a little over time here, but thank you, everyone, for sticking with me. This is the last week. And this is where first you're just going to publish your course. So your sales page was live, people could buy it, but now you're publishing your course to the public so anyone can come and buy it at its full price. Again, this is where your investment CTA on your sales page is going to change so that for anyone who's not on your email list when they go through the process and they're taken there, now you can see it's full price. It went from being, and let's track, right? Our investment CTA went from being put in your email to learn more to here's the pre-sale pricing when pre-sale was live. Now this is just a full price offer for the course. This is what your course is going to cost for anyone who just happens to find it from now on. For people already on your list, this is one opportunity to send them one last chance. Remind them that the course is live now. It's available to anyone to buy, not just a pre-sale pricing. It's just available into Continuum. Give them one last email and one last chance with a little discount. You can do this with a coupon in Teachable. So rather, you don't want to do the pre-sale pricing because that does have to remain exclusive to those pre-sale purchases, but you could give them $10 off, a little more off. Just a last thing to say, hey, I recognize that you're still here, you're on my list, you care. I just want to make sure you have one opportunity to get a little discount, and if you do, here it is. And then share again the first lesson and remind them that this is their last chance to save any money on this course, right? This discount is only live for this last week, but you're going to give them a little kickback for anyone who buys in this last week. And then a very important part is now when you start following up. So for anyone who did enroll in the course, welcome them. Make sure it's clear where they can access the course. Yes, Teachable makes that clear, but it is also valuable to send them an email to their inbox that is from your email address. So if they ever look up your name, they know that it's there and how to access the course, and then share a little video with them that tells them what to expect, where to find help if they need it, how to contact you. Video is so valuable in all of these forms and feels so personal. Last thing I'll say before we wrap up here today is now your job is just to nurture your students, especially if this is your first course. Be present, be in there with them, answer their comments in Teachable, answer every question they have, ask them questions, make sure they have a way to give you feedback. If this is your first course, this is such a learning opportunity. And it's going to go such a long way if you really, really treat those first students with all the care they deserve. So I'm going to wrap up here and then answer any residual questions. Once again, thank you everyone who's still here for sticking around. And for everyone watching the replay, I do want to say, hop in those comments. Let us know what you were thinking. Ask any questions. I do come back and read all those comments. But if you are ready to do this and you don't have a Teachable account, first off, you can sign up 100% for free. It's not a free trial. It's a free account where you can build a course, sell a course completely for free, get a handle for the whole thing before you start upgrading to basic plans or pro plans that offer a lot more value. But you can build and sell a course 100% for free with Teachable. The link is in the description below. And if you want to get a head start, you can join the Launch Accelerator Challenge, where in 30 days, you're going to walk through a similar program like I did, but with help. You're going to outline your course, film your first lecture, and learn how to sell, all with expert step-by-step guidance from people on the Teachable team like myself. You'll also get access to community. So if you don't work well alone in a vacuum, this is a great way to get us help along the way. You also are going to get access to training. So, yes, today was great, but having access to be able to ask questions and understand how you grow your audience and all of those elements while you go is super valuable, and award winning support. So, you will be able to have email support for any problems you might have setting up your school if there's any tech issues throughout the process. And 30 days guaranteed. So if you sign up and you don't feel like you got your value in 30 days, you can get your money back, but you can get access to the Launch Accelerator by signing up for any of the paid plans. If you sign up for any paid plan on Teachable, you get automatic access to the Launch Accelerator program. And if you click the link below in the description right now, you can save $10 a month for a full year on any of those plans. So that's $120 you can save. Once again, if you don't feel like after that month, if you attended the Launch Accelerator, done everything you can, and you don't feel like you got your value, you will get that money back. We have a 30-day money back guaranteed. So there's really no risk. And by clicking the link below, you can get started today. All of that said, if there are any additional things you need help with, please go check out the Spotlight by Teachable YouTube. If you had a good time here today, please like and subscribe to that channel where we're continuing to add content just like today's content, helping you tackle all of the challenges with starting your online business. And if you need any additional resources as well, make sure to check out the links in the description below. We have the link to the Launch Accelerator program, to starting your free Teachable account. And there is also a free PDF on how to sell an online course in there that is incredibly valuable, packed with all sorts of information from marketing to building curriculum to validating your idea. And it links to a bunch of past Spotlight events, specifically where to the point where creators are talking about the relevant information. I spent a long time sourcing all of that information. It's really valuable to hear how actual successful creators are using these tools and resources. So that's there for you. And there is also a free mini course in the description to help you get started on Teachable. If you're brand new and you've never built any pages or anything, that mini course is built specifically to help you build a homepage with a lead capture form, so you have at least somewhere to send people to start growing your email list. And even if you've already done that, go hop in that mini course and look at what a good mini course looks like. We also built that mini course just to serve as an example for you for what a mini course can be. We built that course in a little under a week. So if you want to see the exact kind of thing I'm promoting building today, that's right there for you. All of that said, I've said that so many times, but now I just want to make sure that I get to any last questions, and then we do have to wrap up because we're short on time here. But Kevin is saying, apologies if I'm jumping ahead, but what are the best tips to get useful feedback on my courses? Something I am finding difficult. It's a very individual process until publishing. So, Kevin, you can experiment with beta programs. So, one thing you can do is offer 5 to 10 students a heavy discount or even free to go through your course before you actually offer it to the public or do any pre sale. If you're doing that, you stay in close contact with these students, create a clear schedule to do so. Once again, Kevin, head over to our YouTube channel. We've done a few events specifically around running a beta program for your course, so I highly recommend watching those to get more in detail. But doing a beta program is going to be a really, really valuable way to get that feedback. Plus, it gives you testimonials and proof of transformation. So when you do go release your course to the public, you already have that stuff. The one other thing I'll say, Kevin, is make sure that any lectures you want feedback on in Teachable have the comments turned on, and that you're writing in the lecture for people to comment. You have to ask people to give feedback. Very rarely will they just do it themselves. So I hope that helps, Kevin. Molly is saying, what if I'm beginning and my business Facebook page has no followers yet? How do I build my list? Molly, hang around, check out future events, sign up for our email list. I am doing a specific event on exactly this. It's a big problem. And Molly, I think we have a free consultation later. So I'm excited to talk about this. Maybe it's a different Molly, but I think it's you. Um, but this is a serious problem a lot of people face, and there are some really clever ways to go about it. It's a lot to tackle right here at the end of this event. So check out those future events. We're doing one next week specifically about growing your email list from scratch for free. So sign up for our newsletter. You can do that below, or check out the spotlightapp.io or the Spotlight by Teachable YouTube. Click notifications so you get notified. But I believe that event is now live on the YouTube, so you can save it there. Another question, Mila is saying, what is the legality of students showing on Zoom who did give permission to record? I am many things, Mila, but I am not a lawyer. However, I can say if you get express written confirmation from a student that you can include them in a course, you're in a pretty good situation. I am not a legal advisor or lawyer saying that is okay. But in general, if you want to err on the safe side, you don't include any students. If Definitely don't include anyone who hasn't given permission. If you have express written permission, you can play with it. And if you really need advice, there's plenty of free legal tools online that you can use to answer these questions. Also, Teachable has some help articles on that. So go check out the help section and resources of the website as well. Greg is saying back in the replay, this is so great. I bet to buy you. Chris, you absolutely can buy me dinner anytime. I live in Minnesota, so hopefully we can meet up. If not, I'll come fly and meet you. But thank you for joining, Chris. This was a blast. Amelia is saying, does Teachable advertise courses? Mila, we don't directly advertise courses. Teachable is not a marketplace. It is a tool for you to build courses. So that is why we do all of these events, because marketing is one of the trickiest parts. And because we are not a marketplace, and even the platforms that say they're marketplaces, you still have to do a lot of advertising there. We do not market, but there are things that Teachable does, like the Next Creator Challenge, and there's various challenges. So sign up for Teachable's newsletters, because there are opportunities to work with Teachable in ways where Teachable will promote your course. It is just not a default part of the platform. And then Carol's asking, where is the sample mini course? Carol, it's in the link to the description. If you're on YouTube, it'll also show up on the Spotlight app.io website. Or if you RSVP to the event, it'll be there as well. If you're looking at the link to the description in YouTube, make sure to expand the description. There's a little button there to expand it, and there's a bunch more links there. So if you're not seeing it, make sure to do that. All right. I think we have to wrap up for the day. We're over time, but everyone who's joined, please hop in the comments. Let me know if you had a good time. Let me know if you learned something, if this was a blast, and if there's any challenges you're struggling with or certain events you want to see. Please fill out. We have a survey in the description as well, and that is how we get information on what events to do. I can come up with these based on my experiences with other creators, but nothing is more valuable than your input. Let me know what you want to learn, and we will build events around that. You could do that in the comments, or you can fill out that survey. But please, it really makes sure that the content we are creating helps you solve the real problems you're struggling with, and it makes sure that these events are valuable to you. I hope you all had an incredible time. I always have a blessed hanging out with you. Ben is asking, is there a French version? Ben, no, ce n'existe pas. My French is mediocre at best. I wish I could do a whole event in French. Maybe we'll partner with Damon Dominique or something to translate these. There is not a French version available at the moment, but if you do come back to this event in 24 hours, YouTube does have the auto caption function, and I believe you can set it to French, and it does a pretty good job. That's a great goal for me to set forward. Ben, I'm going to work on my French and see if I can do one of these events all in French someday. It'll take a while, but love that question. Everyone, thank you so much. Always have a blast hanging out with you. Please like and subscribe to the Spotlight by Teachable YouTube channel so you get notified about all these future events. And I'll see you next week. We've got 3 awesome events planned. Make sure to go to our YouTube channel to check out what those will be and sign up for them. Everyone, have a wonderful day. Can't wait to see you again. Talk to you later.